Hey everyone, welcome back to the Movie Buddy. I'm your host Josh Blumenkrantz, and today I am reviewing All of You. So the story is about two best friends who have been friends since college, and one of them decides to take a test, a 100% guaranteed scientific test to help you find your soulmate. And of course, they have deep feelings for each other, they don't let each other know about it, and they have to really make a decision whether or not they confess to each other their feelings. And then once they hear that, where do they go from here? Do they become together? Do they stay apart? Do they just have moments of regret throughout their lives? And this is basically the plot point of this movie. The movie is directed by William Bridges, who you might know as the Emmy Award-winning writer of Black Mirror for one of the Callister episodes, actually two, but he won an Emmy for one. And he is a really good director that kind of captures the essence of human relationships. Human relationships that you want to invest your time into. And this movie felt grounded. It didn't feel over the top. It didn't feel cheesy. It felt very real to life. So I really respected his direction with this. And he captured some very cool shots of these people. It was never boring. I was invested from beginning to end. I was wondering what was going to happen. Because at the end of the day, these are two people who have feelings. There's some regret, like, do I tell the person? Do I not tell the person? And then, she decides to go ahead and take the test to find her soulmate, which is not him, but he's like wondering, like, do I tell her how I feel? These are all the feelings that kind of go out throughout this movie, and I'm just rooting for them the whole way through. And I think William did a great job emphasizing that. I have to say, I love rom-coms, I love rom-droms, and this is kind of like a rom-drom. There's some funny moments in it, but ultimately it's heavy. It's very real to life, like I said. And you can't do that without your perfect relationship, a couple that you root for. And Brett Goldstein and Imogen Poots, their chemistry is off the charts. They have so natural chemistry. I just thought they had a playful banter. You could tell that they're like close friends, but like I'm rooting for them. I want them to be together. I want them to be in love. I want them to have a happy family together and kids, have a happy ending. But it's not that simple. This is real life, at the end of the day. And I'm just like, I felt for Brett, especially Brett Goldstein. Let me tell you, after being in Shrinking this year, having that dramatic arc, and being in Ted Lasso, he is one of our great actors working today, and he really surprised me. He gave his character layers, full of depth and emotion, and it was very raw, and I really respected his performance. And of course, Imogen Poots. I mean, she's always been good. Like, I love her in Hedda, which just came out not too long ago. Actually, no, it comes out next month. But yeah, she was great in that. She's in like so many good films, but like she has such a presence, and I can't wait to see her in Kristen Stewart's movie later this year. But her chemistry with Brett, oh my God, like amazing. Like, you could see the pain behind her eyes, like, how much she wants to be with him, the longing, and it's just like, it's not that easy. There's so many obstacles that they kind of face. Did she choose the right person? Like, I know the test is supposed to be 100% scientifically accurate, but it's like, is this really her soulmate? I mean, he's a decent man, but also the feelings that she has towards Brett, it's crazy. And throughout the movie, there's a lot of ebbs and flows. There's like highs, there's lows. They kind of come together in a way, but also they're just full of the what ifs. Did I make the right decision? What do I do now? It's just, you feel the obstacles and the pain and the wondering of it all, and it's very interesting. It's not, like I said, it's not over the top, and I root for them, and I hope everything's going to be okay. But life is never easy. Sometimes you date people, you watch your best friend date another person, and you're kind of longing for them in a way, and you always wonder, like, what if I was with that person? What if I got together, and could we make this work? Did I make the right decision? Is this person my soulmate? What defines a soulmate? That's what I love that this movie asks, these kind of questions. What is a soulmate to you? Is it a best friend? Is it someone who takes care of your family? These are all the questions that I always wonder when you define the word soulmate. It's so interesting because Brett Goldstein plays Simon, Imogen Poots plays Laura. They've been together such a long time, and I just like wonder, like, if there was anything I would have wished I would have seen is like maybe like some more history between them, like maybe some flashbacks, like how they met in college, like stuff like that. But you don't even need it necessarily because you kind of hear it all in the dialogue. You see it in the glances that they give each other. Like, that they have deep hidden feelings and you want them to be together. When you watch this movie, you might think, oh, is this going to be like predictable? Do I know what's going to happen in the end? Yes and no. I like that this movie takes a different approach to it. It's very, very grounded. it's very natural. It's just very like real to life. Like I really had a good time with this movie because it wasn't like your over the top romance that we see nowadays. It's just these are two people who are very close. They have a history, and you just want them to be together. And it's never easy. It's never easy. But I really ultimately had a good time with this movie. The only flaw I would really think is that I just wish it was longer. I wish the ending was a different approach to what I thought it was going to be. But I really did like the ending. I thought it was beautifully shot, by the way. Like I said, the cinematography in this movie is immaculate. It's beautiful, like, you know, crystal clear. The music swells in the background at times, and it's just, you know, it's England. Like, you know, you gotta love England. But yeah, ultimately, I would give this movie an 8 out of 10. I thought it's one of the best relationship stories I've seen this year, honestly. Like, just the two of them are just fantastic. Brad and Imogen, like, put them in more movies together. I want to see them because they also have a natural chemistry that was exciting and fresh, and I really enjoyed it. The movie had me crying in like the middle parts and especially towards the end. So bring your tissues because you will probably cry a little bit investing in this couple. And those are my thoughts on All of You. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed this. And if you like what you heard, go ahead and hit the subscribe button on the channel. I greatly appreciate your feedback and your support. And remember, when you go to the movies, bring your buddy and talk about movies. Until next time, bye.